Welcome. We made it to the vault after what seems like a period of sickness. I had the flu forever, so these videos should have been up, or this video should have been up a bit earlier, so that in the beginning of January the album of the year could go up. What this is the, just like last year, the not album of the year video. A lot of great material, stuff that will pop up in that video, in that end of the year video. But that was just you know, laying around at labels that I needed to finish the order up just to get in, and a lot of other records. Big, so let's get into it. We start off first with two American classics that have been repressed finally, and I'm talking about Infester from Seattle, Washington, a early 90s death metal band from, like I said, from Seattle. That was put out through Moribund Records from America, that do CD releases for Leviathan now, Judas Iscariot, a bunch of other stuff. But this is an early example of not your typical death metal, I should say. There is, knowing they're from Seattle, I don't hear grunge in there. That would be very stupid, but it has a different tone than something like a Morbid Angel or, you know, the New York stuff would have. It is a bit more, yeah, grungy, but not grunge. It's fouler than most, I would say. It has a punk influence in there, but that's just because the guys are a bit punk looking in that sense. They are, or were, also the backing band for the Meat Shits for a while, a porno grind or a gore grind band from that same region that had a lot of releases. They have been the band, I think, a live backing band for them also. This is the yeah, the single, or the first offering they had, and this was Darkness Unveiled. There you go. This is from '92, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the first single is from '92, the full is from '94. It has it came out as a 2-track rehearsal split. It came out as a 2-track demo. And it had Darkness Unveiled and then Clouding of Consciousness on there. Afterbirth, the Mule, and Open the Vein were added later. Then this is added bonus on here is the Braided into Palsy and the Vagina Troll, which is a beautiful title, of course. These are two rehearsal tracks from '92, and I think Braided into Palsy made it onto the full length. But yeah, this is the extended edition of that first single. It comes on black vinyl. There were a few vinyl colors of this one. It is on Nuclear Winter Records from Greece. There you go. Infester. A lot of logos, a lot of variations on the logo. And then it comes with this lyric sheets and some extra artwork. This was actually more the original artwork. It was a black 7-inch with then the white scrunched face man on it. This is the original tape, also put out through Headsplit, I think, in 2015. So yeah, it was released at the time, but as a self-released tape, and then Moribund picked it up, but not in huge quantities. So a much needed repress, like I said. Before they were Infester, they were Tronodist. That's a hard word to describe. And they had a tape called The Vomitous Demo from '91. So these guys have been around for a while. Yeah. Glad to finally see some of this material get re-released. Like I said, it has been put out, like the first vinyl edition of the full length, which is this one, To the Depths in Degradation. The first version came out through Martyrdom Productions in Greece, and that was in, but only in 2017. And this is a '94 release, so it came out on CD and on tape, but never on vinyl. It's kind of hard to find. If you find it, it's expensive, of course. This is on Funeral Industries, while the tape is done. This is on Funeral Industries, so re-released by that label, I think in Germany, I'm not sure. Issued under exclusive pact with Moribund Records. There you go. Infester, To the Depths in Degradation. They're only full. They have two, you know, two pieces of music out. The Darkness Unveiled and then this one. This actually comes with a bunch of stuff. A 3-piece. I'll show this one first. Jason O on guitar and vocals, DJ D, which is Dario Derna, and Todd S on bass. Todd Stevenson and Jason Oliver, there you go, to be complete. The DJ D, or Dario, he also had links to bands like Evoken and Funerabrum. Funerabrum, yes, other death doom and death metal bands from the States that made a huge career for themselves. Not sure in what capacity he helped out, but he has been given some writing credits on there. So yeah, weird ass logo, looks like a gremlin to me. But yeah, some cool stuff. Comes with a close-up of the artwork and then some more. But I kind of love that they went all out with this one. You know, nobody needs 2 inserts, but there you go. Comes with a sticker on Funeral Industries. It came with one interesting flyer, Troll, looking into that one, mid-90s Norwegian black metal. So yeah, it's kind of weird that it's coming out on a label like, I don't know, is it weird? Should seem the right fit since they did a very good job on this one, but yeah. There we go. 2 inserts, a lot of stuff to pack back in. There we go. Infester. Finally, glad to have it on vinyl, because I was at the point at pulling the trigger to get an original one, but it's just too expensive. Did I get anything? Did I leave anything? No, that was everything from them. We are listening to, I forgot that, Auf Norden with From the Sword the Sun Rose. There you go. Another project, and I'll put it down a bit, another project from Finland Patriarch that is also behind Ifranart, the entire Dead Box output. This is put out through Go to Warx, and this is the first demo of that project. Very weird. It goes from Black Magic SS over to some more straightforward black metal, and I mean that in the weirdest way possible. To yeah, Krieger des Nordes is a Journey track, or a Journey inspired by Journey, and then Ausrin is inspired by Phil Collins. But it's the first time I heard it, I kind of chuckled because it's borderline funny. But then when you keep listening to it, it's actually a very good song. They muddle around with the lyrics a bit, but yeah, good tape. The more complete compilation is out on Asgrach and has some extra tracks on there. This gem is given to me by Alex from Ireland, so sir, thank you very much. Another one to add to the pile. Where are we? Oh yeah, this weird little thing was in there. Grüße auf Liechtenstein. I don't know, I have no idea what this is. So it says here, Fürstentum Liechtenstein, die Heeres Kim Jong-kunt und something Russian from CBA, am Anfang der Menschenjacht. And it has a Facebook, so you know it's weird, but yeah, I have no idea what it is. It goes on the promo pile. Then, of course, there had to be some new era in here, and I'm going to split it up into distro, some of their releases, and then for the last part we'll do the Dead Hymns badge that they had. This is the Gauntlet Ring with the Howling Call of the Moon. Wolfram was nice enough to keep this one aside for me together with the Arbor, the latest one, which is called Northern Skies, Northern Darkness. There you go, talk about that in a bit. I haven't listened to the Arbor, so I have no idea how it sounds. Probably similar to all the rest. This is Honor and Loyalty Above All Else. This is Mr. Taurus. And this is these are the first 3 demos without Mercenary, I would say. It got a bit cracked, this one. You don't see it too much, but you know, there's a big crack in there. The 3 first demos, so the Black Moon, the Triumph of the Lost Soul, and Darkness Solace. all compiled neatly into one. These are the, of course, the tapes. And this is the earliest output by Gauntlet Ring. Here is the man himself. Totus. These demos were initially created as a way to pass along music to a very small circle of contacts, you know how it goes, and then it wasn't until the As Far As Light Will Die demo was going to be recorded that the mighty mercenary joined Gauntlet Ring as the drummer and guitar bass player. So on these releases it's a bit more cruel and a bit more rudimentary playing because he's doing everything himself. These are the new tapes already coming out. In Starless Night we follow A River of Blood by Arbor and Twilight of the Pale Moon from Fell Winter, which I already talked about. But yeah, it's the tapes are impossible to find. This one is nearly impossible to find, so it's fun to have those to listen to. If they will stay in the collection forever, who knows? Because I took out, you know, a huge bunch of records to sell, so you never know. There you go, nice and black, just like all their Blood and Crescent releases. There are no colors there. New York label, but I talked about it a bunch in the last video when the others came in. That's that. I'll show the Arbor, but like I said, I haven't gotten around to checking this out. My head was killing me the last 2 weeks. Nice and clear tape. There you go. Came true, of course, New Era. And then it's limited to 200, which is pretty good. Love the color, love that image. I've seen it pop up here and there. The original picture is actually even nicer than the Xeroxed or the copied one. This is number 29. There you go, at the bottom. So yeah, good to have some more Blood and Crescent, and I'll get around to listen to it eventually, but there was so much to listen to, especially with the end of the year material. We'll never know if this would have made it. Yeah, there you go. Then into some New Era releases, a material that probably will make it. This is Bradung, and I have to see if it's titled. I forget now, I think it's untitled, but I'm not sure. A lot of Arabian letters on here. It has a title, but I don't know what it is. Is that, maybe it's kebab, I'm not sure. There you go. Very cool cover, rocket launcher, and it says Disco al New Era Hollanda, which I really like. The stamp there shows that these guys also have a humorous side, not just a not funny side, I guess. Altena. There's nothing legible on here, so yeah, almost feels like something Russian. It has a flip cover, which is kind of cool. There you go. Then the record itself is the kebab or the shawarma brown version. Do I like this one more than the other? Maybe. It feels a bit more coherent than the first output. The first output had that Asian feel, that weird Badung Broeders. This kind of feels away from that, in the sense that it, I think it has football or soccer interviews on here. I'm not sure what he's talking about all of a sudden, but yeah, it is still a weird record. It's not as weird as the first one, but still. There's a lot of promo on here, but it's always the same. So let's see. No, already showed all of these. Thank you notes, of course. It says here, good food fraternizes, unite in amazement. Words cannot describe new Bradung for all. Yeah. Here we go. This is the promo flyer for that one. World Noise, maybe that's the title, I'm really not sure. Like I said, my Arabic is shitty. There you go. And the World Noise. Really cool design. Put all of that in back later. But yeah, check this out. If you are, like I said the last time, if you are into Urfaust or the weirder things Jimmy is doing, and then all the weird stuff Le Boom has been doing after they were a black metal band. Put them together, may have something like Bradung, but it has that pinda sauce smeared all over it, so yeah. It is something that not everybody is going to like, but I really like this one, so yeah. Still haven't formed an opinion about the first one, but this one really jumps to the forefront for me. Once again, a lot of promo stop putting in all this promo. Okay, this was the main reason for the order, the necromantic worship, rites of resurrection, I should say. The compilation of both demos finally on vinyl. If you thought I was waiting for Infester for a long time, I was waiting for this even longer. Gulzarayan, I think, and Xaran Gort, Voices of Death, Invocations, Bass Synths, Guitar Synth, Drum, Backing Vocals, Zagan on lead guitar, Demonomancer on drums. So, Gulzarayan, I think. Faceless Gods, written by Necromancia, so yeah, you know where they get their mustard. This album is dedicated to the memory of Baron Blood Hail. A very nice release. Very glossy, very shiny. Nuclear War Now and New Era teamed up again, just like with the tape version, the CD version, all the versions. Yeah. There we go. The maroon or purple cape and the gold yellow one. Comes with a lyric sheet. Always nice. And it's a closed gatefold, one-sided closed gatefold. It also comes with some goodies. It has this, which is the article that was also in the New Era zine, but then with a slightly bigger font for the blind people like myself. And then there is the Gulzarayan with the Gate of Kelmun. If you read the article, long story short, he basically had to stop after a, I think it was a drug-infused seance or whatever you want to call it, where one of the entities told him to cut it out, what he was doing. So yeah, depending on your belief, yeah, whatever, it's his thing, so I wasn't there. Special appreciation goes out to Old Tower. The album The Last Eidolon provided me with a perfect soundtrack, evoking the right mood in which to write this short story. So yeah, there is the short story, which, as predicted, I haven't delved into 100%, but yeah, I will get to it. But yeah, it's nice to have something more than just the tracks in another package. They have outdone themselves with this one, Black Metal Necromancy, by these Dutch favorites. A nice purple black. This is the Die Hard, if I needed to explain this. I think the lyrics and the booklet came with all the versions, I'm not sure. Came with this patch mid right, and then there was this sticker. There you go. I have two more before I cut for the first time. Came with two shirts. It didn't come with two shirts, but I opted to get them. This is the first one, which is you know, a bit much, considering this is actually not wearable, since they didn't use discharge ink but just printed an entire painting on there, which is cool as a painting but not as a shirt. But yeah, it's more to add to the pile of worship than to actually wear. This is the Phil Collins track, by the way. That's what made me, yeah, pay notice to it. This is the other shirt, and this is the same exact artwork as the patch. The back has some more sigil work and some incantations, I guess. But yeah, two shirts. We'll trudge on. We'll do one more chapter in this one. chapter I was going to talk about is Medieval Prophecy Records, which also came in. They had a drop consisting of this one, the Gouffre, demo compilation, demo 1 Grim Spirit, and demo 2 I'm blanking on that one. Grim Spirit, and I'll get it out. Another package that has a lot of good stuff in here. The first demo was released through Rempart Immortel in that was for 2000. That was in 19. This demo 1 on Rempart Immortel. Then it was re-released through Medieval Prophecy Records in 2021, I think. And then at the same time, it was also the second demo also got released, and that was the Crawling Dead. I'll show it like this. There you go. The Grim Spirit is the first, and then second is that one. They did a fold-over cover for both. This is the one for Grim Spirit, and this is the second one. Cool thing about Gouffre and the artwork is that I have never seen these. It's not like they just took another doré and just reused it for the millionth time. I have no idea what these woodcuts are from. They look old as shit, but could be that they are just made for this. I'm not sure. There is no info on the art or anything. Picture, I think from demo 1, but I'm not sure. But yeah, band picture deep in the woods of Verviers. What else is in here? Let's see, do I have anything? Yeah, so far they have the 2 demos, and they have one split with Phlegethon's Majesty. They have a very dark and traditional sound. It is not reinventing the wheel, and I don't need anybody anymore to reinvent the wheel. I'm actually getting tired of reinventing the wheel. Every avant-garde record that I have kind of bores me to death. I know that sounds really weird, but it's the more I listen to it, the more I just ache for traditional black metal. I'm not sure how to how else to call it. Maybe I'm really getting old. I've passed the 40 mark. So they have ties to the entire Belgian scene right now, the entire black metal scene. And they have roots going deep into the Belgian underground of the past. So this is a band that that should covet some respect, I should say. Infame, Décombre, D, and Sotha are the 4 people credited here. Lyric sheet or insert is what comes with that one. Really looking forward, because we only have one new track since the demos came out, which is the one on the split with Phlegethon's Majesty. This is limited to, I'm not sure, it's probably numbered somewhere, maybe 300. There you go, Medieval Prophecy. Nice center labels, A and B. And then what else does it have? It has some promo, of course. This one, shown a lot. This one is new, to be released through Medieval Prophecy Records in early 2023. Nihil Nocturne 12-inch and L'Autre Lieu 12-inch from Draconheil. Looks promising. Going to let the tape go around one more time. And then if you bought this, or if you got this thing, oh yeah, it's 300 minus 232. If you got the demo compilation, master these tapes, goddammit. You got the Banner of Evil number 2 by Medieval Prophecy Records, and this is November 2022. It has interviews with, I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, Stangarigel, I think. I ordered this yesterday, this record, because it popped up in my want list again, in my Bandcamp want list, and then someone was talking about it, listen to it, and it's a very good one. If you want this, I would hurry up, actually, because it won't be around for long. Hertogenwald, I think the band is sold out, maybe the label still. I think I got mine from the label, which is Hexen Cave Productions, I think. And then, let's see, this is still Hexenwald. And then there is Brizrak from the Ancient Hounds, which is also in Gouffre. He gives us a few of his favorite records. So it's not a very extensive scene, but there's no fat on here neither, so that's always a good thing. So yeah, that was the Gouffre demo compilation, and they actually did a very nice job reproducing those images. Is there anything else on here? No, 2 demos. Yes, that was it. Then there were 2 tapes. Let's see, this one and then this one. There were actually 3 tapes. I ordered just a complete package. God damn it. I ordered the complete package. I said just give me all the new releases, and he also included this one, which is technically not a new release, but it is a new release. So this is Forbidden Temple Demo 2, the re-release of that yeah, of that tape that he put out also. Not too much to say, it's just the second demo. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one or if I'm going to you know, trade it or give it away on the channel. But a lot of people already have this one. This is the black version. I think the original was a white version. Not really a different layout, but yeah, there we go. I put on a paper that said the releases that are coming out are the Dragon Hails I just talked about, and the Regnum Tenebrare, the Legende Noire, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then a long sleeve, and then Moonlock Sesbet, the Dawn of Morbid Sorcery, 12-inch and long sleeves, plus the Forbidden Temple 2, this one on vinyl again, and then Pact with Evil 12-inch, which should be a cool layout, I think. That is coming out February, possibly. We'll see what we'll do with this. If there is any interest, maybe I'll can pass it along to someone. 2 more tapes in the Medieval Prophecy batch, and a long sleeve. And I'll show this one first. This is just basically the logo long sleeve with the synth-wielding madman. I asked him about the label boss what this was about, actually, because once again, it's not a well-known or a much-used image. It's just I think it's a skull with a lot of weird hair marching through the fields, cutting down everything in its path. But it seems it was a woodcut or an illustration that he found somewhere on his journeys. And he had 2 of the same artist, but the artist is unknown, so we're not sure, or I'm not sure. But yeah, very cool image, and I think he knows since he used it for his label. But yeah, here we go. The newest tape on there, so there were 2 tapes. One is a gift. Niaisni, I think, with, here we go. Uzmroku I Sieniu Smirotnium. Something like that. They're from Belarus, so White Russia. I'm not sure how the borders look there now, but I think it is still a country in itself. I'm not really big on geography or politics, but there we go. This is I looked it up, and it means something like in the dark shadow of death, if I'm not mistaken, or if Google is not mistaken. It has, as far as I can see, 2 hands being nailed to something, with the blood streaming out of the stigmata. This is the second demo. The first demo was called Zastili Misiak, something like that, from 21, so last year, which at the time I kind of not overlooked, but I think it fell to the wayside just because it came in with a bunch of Belgian material that I listened to first, and then I haven't gotten around to it to pick it up again. But this one is actually a very good one, especially but the previous demo, the first demo, deserves a lot of credit too, because 2 very good demos. I don't know if I showed the inside. There's a sentence on here that I, for the life of me, can't read. 2021, so I don't know when it was recorded, or there is not much on here. Both of these demos are presented as one long track under the title that they are coming out under. The first one had that weeping willow, the blue and white. I forgot to grab it, but yeah, maybe you know what I'm talking about. That's the translation there was freezing month. I'm sorry if I'm not mistaken. They are considered, yeah, one piece of music, but it's not like continuous music, so they are broken up into parts and pieces, and there are interludes and outerludes and whatever you want to have. There's a big Blazebird influence on here, especially Branikalt stuff. There's some Slavic stuff in here, maybe Truduk. If you see some reviews, they get mentioned a lot. I think this one is a serious step up in comparison to the first one, sound-wise. The first one was already a great tape. I listened to it again in preparation of this. But this one is very clear, but bold and huge sound. It has beautiful melancholic tones going through it. It has interludes that are on the edge of acoustic, but plays electronic on an electronic guitar, which are, you know, drive the melancholy, or however you want to call it. And then to put the cherry on top, there's this very, very clear solo plate at the end of this tape, which just rounds it up very nice. It is not just pure blistering hate. It has everything actually, and that makes it a very good second demo for these Belarusians, if you say it like that. But yeah, recommend it. The first tape is still available here and there in distros. I was looking into it when I first started prepping this video about a week ago. Now, with this coming out and people hearing this and it's hitting YouTube, I think it's been selling out here and there. So do with it what you will, but it won't be around forever. Then the last, and this is a gift that Medieval Prophecy bestowed upon me. This is the Regnum Tenebrarum with Légende Noire. There you go. This is the promo tape, or the precursor to their mini album that is coming out, I think in 2023, because it says, did it say at press? I'm not sure. I've written it down somewhere around here, but I'm not sure. Probably 2023 or 100% 2023, but I'm not sure if it's in the February drop or not. You could have known them from Des Enfers or L'Enfer. What is it? What is it? Des Enfers. So the hells. I struggled with it the first time. This came with Banner of Blood 1, Banner of Evil 1, and a bunch of other promo, but yeah, very good records. As far as I know, there's a quote on here going back to 1185, and the only thing I could find, because it's in French and I can't read it for shit, which is weird because my French is okay, I guess, but yeah. This was limited to roughly 100 copies, it says. It is related to Torments of Hell, I think, which is an illustration out of the Hortus Dilasiarum, which is a medieval manuscript written by or penned down by the Herald of Landsberg, and it's considered an illuminated encyclopedia that was lost in a fire in some abbey somewhere. So that's the only thing I could find with that year and hell. It's supposed to be written by a female monk that is a nun, I guess. But yeah, that's the only thing that has been any info on where to go with this one. But yeah, this was already very good. What is not a million miles better, but what is just like the Niasni, a step up, is this one. I remember that one as a more cohesive sound, as in not much variation in there, just traditional black metal. Not to say that they are going into space with this one, but yeah, it's a big step up compared to the first one. There's more melody in here, there's opening up of the sounds, there's variations in tempo. The third track on here, let's see, it's called Terreur, I think, slows down an immense parts of the entire thing. It kind of creeps into Selenite Scrolls territory, speed-wise, But then it has the interlude, which is, yeah, which kind of cuts the thing in half, and then the 3 last tracks have more of that earlier Des Enfers, just full sound. But I listened to it, I think about 3 times now. I hear a lot of variations, but it's still not really in my head fully. I don't want to know it by heart before the record comes out, actually, but yeah, there it is, track list. Mini album à paraître via Medieval Prophecy Records, début 2023. Regnum Tenebrarum Aperiant au Ancient House. So intro, mystère, terreur, interlude, prosterne-toi, le vicaire du mal, and Diasaria. Yes. Here's the tape, just black with that one pasted on here. But yeah, it is. It's going to be one of the records to look at for next year. I could consider it, you know, for this year, but I'll hold off to next year maybe. Let's see. Do I have anything more? No, the variation, tempo, the sounds, it's all on there. The vocals are very strong. It's not just screaming. He has these more talkative vocals going in. The screams are on point, so it's something to look forward to. That is that. We have reached the half-hour mark. I'm going to pause here and then we'll be back for part 2. Hey, we are now listening to the Regnum Tenebrarum Legende Noire, so you can get a taste of what it will sound like when it comes out. Second part is, yeah, 2 more records, and then I'll see if I'll make it 2 videos or just one big video, maybe just one big. That's easier for me. We are going to Finland for now, and for the foreseeable future, actually. With this one, Helveti. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. This, once again, and it seems it's been happening a lot lately, is that this is an older record that is finished now and just released as a, not a new record, but, you know, just recorded then, added vocals now, stuff like that. Helveti Anno 2001, there you go, the 3-piece. Desecrator, Stormcrow, and TL. Recorded in January 2001, all music written between 1999 and 2000. Lineup of this recording was Stormcrown, all strings, instruments. TL on drums, and vocals recorded in 2020 by Errol Tort Tyrannus to conclude his 20-year-old journey. All lyrics written between 2005 and 2017 by Errol Tort Tyrannus from Warlock. This is a band that is closely connected to Warlock, since they have been session musicians or loose people in the band or helping out. Let's call them ETT for short. But yeah, this was put out through Illuminating Void, and distributed by Northern Heritage, that also does the Warlock material. Yeah, like I said, an older recording. Before, so the last one, Fantasist of a Dead Future, is a exclusive track to the LP version. The demo compilation also came out, but that is on CD for now. They had 2 demos. Demo 1 was Demo 1 from, and I think it's called Demo 189. Demo 2 is Unholy Extreme Black from 99. Then there's an EP from 2000 that I haven't found anywhere else. So, Satanic Superiority, Raping the Lights, I guess. Now, if what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm not sure if Desecrator is then the same guy as Errol Tort Tyrannus. There's no info to be found anywhere, but yeah. Since it came out at the same time as a new Warlock, since it is pretty clear that it is him, I guess it's him. Visions of Deep Red comes with this lyric sheets. There you go. And then the band picture. They even look like the Warlock pictures. But yeah, this, for me, this came out of nowhere. I guess it is a more well-known band for the people who are deeply into Warlock. I enjoy them a lot, but I wasn't aware of the trillion side bands they all have. Yeah. I guess there are not too many Finnish musicians, so you have a certain pool to fish out of. There you go, Illuminating Voids once again, and then the Helveti. There you go. This was selling out everywhere, so I had to hustle to get a copy. I'm pretty sure I got it fairly local, actually, from Greater Glory Media. Maybe he still has some in stock. Yeah. Sound-wise, close to something like a Warlock Finnish excellence. Sorry, still not 100% back. Here we go. This is the records we'll talk about. This is the new Warlock that has been out on CD for a while, but the LP was to wait for a bit. Formed in Finland in '95 in Sainatsalo, I guess, by Bradung, which is another ETT moniker. And like I said, it is not very clear as to who was in what reincarnation of the band. 1, 2, 3, 6 tracks on here, 3 angled voids put out through Northern Heritage, as per usual. Yeah, so session drums by Murat Warlock and T. Lepanen. Werewolf also played in this band. Now it's Arkon Vulpekuch or something like it, Vulpekuk. Love the logo, love the band. I've seen them live at the Heralds of... I'm blanking on what it's called. I've seen the track list pop up, I think last week somewhere online, but yeah, that was a great show. Together with Val and I think Discaterium. Normally it was Aragon and Pure, but they called it quits right before that show. Comes with this booklet. Is it a booklet? I guess. There we go. Some extra artwork and lyrics in English for once. Yes. Beautifully released. Great picture by the man himself. There you go. And once again, that eagle upon the 5-pointed star shows up. Vocals, guitars, and bass by AOTY. Tyrannus. Session drums by Arkon Vulpekul. Yes. All music written between 2003 and 2007. There you go. Singularity's Descent, partly written in 2021. Lyrics, same deal, 2001, 2016, and then recorded in May 2021. So this is older material brought to light. If you got it from the label itself, it came with this extra insert, yeah, logo. It's limited to 666. It behooves, and this is 227. I don't know what that shows up there on the bottom. But yeah, cool to have this little extra thrown in there. Kind of love Warlock, their sounds, and how they present themselves, how it always looks. That's botched. They have not a huge output for being around so long. They have the Black Tower from '96, which is considered their demo, which also shows up on a compilation. The Dark Ages Return from 2016. They have First Possession from '99, and then they have Womb of Pestilence from 2003. That paired with the 2 7-inches, the Unlighted 7-inch from 2001 and Lucifer Ascends from 2017. So yeah, not that much. There's a 4-way split with Svest, Catharsis, and one more, Black Witchery, I think. There you go. This is the Cell Knight Scroll track, or tempo, but yeah, very cool. I'll do one more package, and then I'll cut for the last part, which is Death Hymns, which is quite the bulk. Here we go. Witchcraft from Finland. We're staying in Finland, and I think we're going into Finland on Death Hymns too. From Hamina, Finland, and these guys are around from roughly 2013. All their latest tapes from this year, 2022, were re-released, because it's all self-released tape material, were re-released through Down with the Most High from Spain. This is the patch, and then they had the 3 tape pack. I decided to, no, that was a bonus one. These 3, I'll get to them later. Mix of black and dead. They are from Finland. They do not hide the fact that they are, yeah, goat altar, Beherit worship dudes, and there's nothing wrong with that if you play in the style that Beherit was playing and you still do it right now with Beherit not doing it, why not? But yeah, it comes with this card. This was exclusive to the tape pack. It's basically just an A5 card of some extra biography on the band. It seems they are a 3 parts. Their monikers are Grotesque, Demon of Darkness and Damnation, Anti-Suomalainen, which is okay, Black Moon, Necromancer, and yeah, these 2, Anti and then Black Moon, also have Ifernatan, who in themselves have 2 tapes, but their output is quite impressive. They have a bunch of rehearsals. There is no full. They have splits with Demonomancy, they have splits with Aske. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just unstoppable, I guess. But they are young guys. So. There's a bunch of Down with the Most High Productions material. Give them some shine. There we go. They have the Dead Christ stuff. I think they have a flag, some t-shirts, Profanatica, Decade, Sacrificio, sorry. There we go. But yeah, they have some cool stuff. The thing that that I noticed at once was the unbelievable patchwork they are doing. It's too much stuff. Comes with these 2 badges. This one is the coolest, I guess, the Witchcraft one. The other is a label badge. And then there is this. This came with the patch, so it's kind of like a liner notes for the tapes with an obi, and then this is the patch, which is a full leather, very beautiful one. I'm thinking of putting this on my jacket, but it's quite big. I mean, there you go, it's an entire arm or bottom arm. So yeah, a Finnish band. Output to Nuclear War Now, Narbentage, Darkness Attacks, but mostly self-release tapes. Anything else? No. I know them from the split with Perverted Ceremony, of course, on Nuclear War Now. Yeah. This is Black Imprecation. Yeah, there you go. All nicely reworked. Great quality tapes, actually. Good J cards. Love that picture of the drummer. There you go, that's the first one. The second one is called Sodomitic Temple. Weird kind of artwork. Yeah. Same deal with the tape. Matte black. And then they literally have the Beherit goat on this one. And if I flip the picture, you will see what I mean with Beherit worship, if it wasn't clear enough. That's maybe a literal pose by the band, but yeah. Like I said, they don't hide the fact that they, what they are doing, so how could you? They also have an impurity cover, so it all mixes up nicely with that Black Death, Southern American war goats worship. Red tape for this one, red case. And this is the Ghastly Demonolatria, something like that. There you go. And this was actually a nice package for the price they asked for it, and I contacted the label directly because Bandcamp was doing something weird, so they gave me a nice discount on the entire thing. So I decided to grab the shirt also, which is butt ugly, but I don't know, kind of has something. It has the mixture of all the demo artwork onto one, I guess, and then the back is kind of gives me Twin Peaks vibes, but yeah, ghastly. It says here, Demonolatria. Look at his face. There you go. Ah! That's that. I think we have run through everything except for dead hymns. My voice is holding out better than I thought, so we'll cut one more time and then we'll round this year off for good. See you there. Okay, we're still listening to Legende du Noir. We are in the interlude part and straight into the second part of the record. We are staying in Finland for a bit with this one, Aske Down the Gates. Aske is a band from Kymenlaakso, Finland, once again Finland, formed in around 91, so they have been around for some time by Behemoth, not Behemoth but Behemoth the man, Eskiller Pirugoat, and Eskiller left in favor of Queen of Night, so they are a three-piece, it seems, but they have a lot of, if you look on Discogs, they have a lot of members. Once again, Finland, I think mainly the Behemoth guy is someone that has been in many projects, many bands, helped out here and there. They have a lot of rehearsals and demos starting from 93, but then they have 93 to 98 roughly a period of productivity. Then it falls off, and then from 2016 they pick back up. They have 0 fulls. It's all rehearsals, splits and demos, and the sound, as far as I heard, because I haven't heard everything by them, especially on this one, very primitive, very raw, very straightforward, fast, very bulky, actually raw in the sense that it is not raw in production or in sound, but just, you know, the mentality. Yeah, let's delve in. They also have a split with the Witchcraft boys. One of the guys also did the cover for this one. The lady that's getting romanticized. Recorded at Pumpis by Behemoth in 2018. Intro, Come and Angels, Jesus. Goat Worship, Kiss the Serpent, Lust, outro, Down the Gates. So yeah, Goat Worship, you know where we are at if you are speaking Finland, and then these guys. So some affinity for the Southern American bands as well. This is a one-sided 12-inch, a lot of dead wax on the cover, but yeah, some weird scripture on the center labels. Yeah, this record is from, I've written it down, 2019. Seems weird, but okay. There we go. It's not a full length, it's considered an EP or a mini album. That's the first one from them. From Finland we go into, or do I talk about the CD first? No, let's go into Australia with this one first. Belzebut. This is the second compilation on dead hymns from this one-man Victorian project from Australia. This is the second compilation, like I said, 2007 to this is 2008 to 2009, and it compiles 2 EPs. There's the front and the back. It's a weird layout. The other compilation also had this one. If you look at the other artwork, it's all black and white, very stark, you know, Australian nature stuff, like their cohorts that we'll talk about next. It's the Nastic Dimurk, I think, and then the Vernamalus. Those 2 compiled on this, but selected tracks, so not every track is on here. The reason for it is that the band decided which tracks would be on here so that they would flow a little bit nicer. One thing that fell off was the Belketer cover, the Legende Noir band that they are fond of, I guess. Why would you cover it otherwise? But yeah, it is kind of a weird layout, but it matches the previous one that I don't own, and that it's skyrocketed, I guess. So 2 comps, one is 2007, 2009, one is 2008, 2009. They have a split with Dracon Hail from 2021 that is also on Dead Hymns, called Mieux qui Ce qui voyons dans la nuit. There you go. And then the other had the self-titled and the Conaste Bellastron, something like that, titles. So yeah, sound-wise, like I said, they cover Belcateron. Even the center labels are weird, but yeah, that's Dead Hymns, I guess. They cover Belcater, so you know a bit in what direction the sound goes. It is, especially on this one, a very unsettling, crawling, synth-driven, slow and menacing, more ambient than, in my opinion, more ambient than it is black metal. On the split with Carved Cross, that's another part of them, but on this one it's more of that synth-driven thing, and it is unsettling. It has those weird LNN influences. Excuse me, not the black metal, but the more crazier stuff like Belcater. Keep saying that. But it is very slow. It is very moody pacing, ambient synth work. That's the best way I can describe it. The track on the split with Carved Cross is more up tempo and has more black metal influences, or is just more black metal than this one is. I haven't heard the other comp, but kind of is in the same vein, since they are in the same territory year-wise. Anything more? No. Then on the heels of that one is the split with Carved Cross, maybe the most minimal records in the entire bunch. It definitely is. Damn, that tape is good. I hope it shows up and doesn't bother, but yeah. Sleep on the ground. There's nothing much to show here. Dead Hymns is kind of bare bones label-wise as far as inserts go. I shouldn't say that, because what is coming up is quite the opposite, but yeah. The only artwork that is, it's this and this, so Dead Hymns DH35. That was the wish of the artists, so that the music can speak. It's like a disco sleeve, you know, a 12-inch techno disco records. One has the Tasmania side, one has the Victoria side, both provinces, I guess, in Australia. Like I said, the track for Beelzebub on here is the final, an unreleased, and the final track of that band, if I can, you know, trust the label or trust what the band is communicating for this one. Carved Cross, that's a bit different. It's a completely new track on here. It's one big track, but it kind of feels to me like in three parts. First half almost has an up-tempo god beat. The drum does something that I haven't heard Carved Cross do a lot. In the second part it all slows down, especially the drums, and the music in the back kind of follows. The vocals kind of weave through it like Carved Cross does. But then the third part is when the drum does these two clangy metallic hits all of a sudden throughout the entire track, and then the vocals go more insane actually than they do. Like, let's see, the final part's metallic, slower and slower, vocals drum clang as if the crossfader drags itself down. I read. The vocals become more unhinged, yeah. But yeah, it's like usual with Carved Cross, it's one big muck. But yeah, it's once again a track that you can just... Carved Cross is not a band that you put on and just enjoy what they're doing. You have to... I have to work for it a bit to find the gems within that band. They have a lot, not a whole lot out this year, but because I've written down it's a slow year, get it? They have one track for the Livor Mortis comp. They had one split with Die Dark Luminary from also from Australia. That is another Seer project. And then Asgard has the demo re-releases and a lot of CD versions, I think, and then there was one new thing on Asgard, the Broken Spirit Split, that should be brand new material. Broken Spirit is also from Australia. So yeah, still a lot to dig in. Then the next one, I'll show this one first because this is not a first, but it's been a while since we've shown a CD. And this will probably show up in the end of the year video. This is Spiral Staircase with Visions Shifting Form. It is so good that I bought the CD just to listen in the car because Bandcamp wouldn't let me listen to it anymore. I was at my limit. It's a one-man black metal project from the USA. It's from Cleveland, Ohio, and it's JH, aka Dread, that is behind this one. Spiral Staircase is on my radar for some time because I have some of his stuff. It surprised me how much I have actually when I pulled it out. Self-titled was around 2017 on Harvest of Dead. You had Rumination full length, I guess, on Lampshade Tapes 2019. The Cellar Dream on Final Agony from last year, which is a 7-inch that is expensive as shit. And then now you have this one, which came out on Halloween, Visions Shifting Form. Spiral Staircase has always been this too hard to listen to, very, very raw, very noisy, very chaotic black metal project that I still had an interest on because, like a Carved Cross, maybe if you keep listening, you can hear the riffs, you can hear the structures within the music, but it was so noisy, it was almost impossible. What he does here is he pulls it completely out, just like he did on the Triangulum track, or the Triangulum full length from this year, and the Drekavak from last year, I think, which was a little bit muckier, but still. This has 7 tracks on here. One is a re-recorded track, I think, in the Scrying House, I think, and then there's one cover on here, the Endless Whistle, last one, the Asaku cover, Jesus Christ, talking for an hour. Asaku from Germany, who has a split with Moonblood, for example. They were around 94, 97, mid-90s, and they call themselves depressive metal. Now this has more affinity to Finnish sound than it has to a German sound, but it's a very good record. Yeah, I hear the words memorable get thrown around. These are songs that get stuck in your head, so yeah, it's one that I keep going back to, and a lot of people keep going back to. I had a lot of people say good things about this one, and it popped up in a lot of end of years lists that have already been made publicly. There's a man with his favorite tool. There you go. Crazy ass booklets. CD. I mean, I bought a CD. That should tell you how much I love this thing. It hasn't been out of the car since it came in from New Era, so yeah. If by some stretch of the imagination you haven't heard this one, check it out. Vision Shifting Form. Yeah, I think it's a Void track also. Spiral Staircase. I'm not sure if he got it from there, but you know, I don't know. So good. I hope you hear it a bit. Here we go. We are into the last 3 for Dead Hymns. Elegiac with Wolves Chase the Lights. Once again, one-man project. Rukian, US pagan black metal. A lot of influences go into this one. YouTube had commented quotes that the new Immortal sounds good on talking about this one, and it kind of goes into that territory. It is more Immortal is kind of not tongue-in-cheek, especially around the time that the records came out that this pulls from, maybe, but this has to do with paganism, and I think a different sort of paganism than we have seen lately within the entire scene that we are into. This has more to do with nature worship, pure nature worship. It seems to deal with healing the self and others through rituals, with ruins and things that go over my head completely. But if you look at his Instagram, it's all very colorful, all very altar-based, animal skulls, flowers. So it's, I mean, it's a positive paganism for once. This is the man himself. He plays this war drum-esque thing. Here are the tracks. very well played. This is one of my favorites of the entire bunch, but this is the most accessible, I would say. Allows a ton of influences. There's throaty singing in here. What else? There is some punk and hardcore influences in there. I think the last track, Priest of the Sacred Fire, pretty sure it's that one, kind of has this emotive hardcore sound to it. There is one guitar line in here, which I don't know which track is in here, that is basically the same as a High Vis song. Not saying he ripped it off, but you know, these things happen. But yeah, very good records. My voice is going. This is also one of the more elaborate ones with a lyric sheet. There you go. So much lyrics, they had to put one on the bottom. But yeah, very beautiful records, and this was the batch that if you had to choose, you had to lose, because these are all insanely good and interesting records. Some more listenable and digestible than others, but you come here for a certain sound, so yeah. Just the wolves howl. There you go. See you. Tape was done, so one last cut. We are now listening to Bad Omen with Returns, ... Some Dutch battery worship, to say something about it. There you go. This was my Christmas present from my dad, so. Patrick, thank you. Almost true for the people who are talking about this one, who are tired of me. This is the last video for 2022, so yeah, let's go. This one is something else. Blood Knights of the Imperial Twilight. The cover alone, I think cover of the year for me, especially when you take the entire sleeve and the back. This is an American black metal band. It's finally time to speak about the band and not a one-man project. But yeah, look at this. Incredible. A caterpillar dwarf on a purple, green, blue dragon. This is what the music sounds like. No shit. This is the back. This is what the band looks like. Incredible. I mean, it looks like this. Fetishizine, I think. Fetishizine, the ghosts of... It's impossible to read. Unliving Mysteries, Nightload of the Past Woods and Times, I know that one. Ruined Coffin, Point Effects, The Wing Leathered. Incredible. Recorded in the Vampiric Castle in January and February of 2022. So this is spanking new material. They had 2 demo tapes on Dead Hymns, black and white, in stark contrast to this color book. That came out last year, and they were very noisy, blackened, noisy, almost unlistenable. They added this one, and this is the companion to the record I showed it earlier. There's no info on here, but it has 2 tracks, and this is a very cool tape. There's nothing on here, it's just pure oil. And there you go. But yeah, this is Dead Hymns T15. Love the cover. It's the main guy, I guess. So that's the rawer, noisier companion to this one. Once again, I need to show this. There you go. 2 fulls. The full came after the promo that was in the last batch that had 2 tracks on here. I think it had the Night Lord and it had the black leather plumage adorned with wings and serpentine claws. Mouthful. Sound-wise, it starts with a Japanese movie intro that I can't place. I'm not a movie buff, I have no idea. It's reminiscent of the early La Légion Noire, black metal madness, the fucked up vampiric stuff that happened in the mid-90s to late 90s. Grave Worship from Australia gets mentioned. Cruel Commando, Mons Veneris Vitala in later years. Just the most unhinged raw black metal has to offer throughout the last 10 years compiled into this Sanguinally retarded. Sanguinally retarded is what I wrote down. Yeah, it's just a bunch of blood-crazed vampires making an infernal racket. It's jangly in parts. It goes all over the place. It's chaos, cacophony, unintelligible vocals, and the voice is actually used more as a menacing instrument than actually a voice. But yeah, I listened to it twice or 3 times through, and I like it. It has some groove in there. It works, but it's just so over the top on all fronts. But yeah, love it to death. I love the promo. The promo hasn't left the car together with the spiral staircase, so that's a heavy 1-2 punch from Dead Hymns. But yeah, this is not for the faint of heart. It's not your regular vampiric black metal that we get smashed to death about. But yeah, here we go. The Blood Knights of Imperial Twilight. That alone deserves an Oscar, together with the tape. Where to put it all? Where to put it all? Let's see. 2 demos, 1 and 2. Yes, yes, we are true. This entire thing. And then the last one for Dead Hymns, and maybe the best. Here we go. This is Tzenitsedai with, I'm blanking on the title because I haven't written it down. Undimensional Wasteland of Plague and Withering Throats. There you go. Been into this guy's stuff since I discovered Virulent Spectre and then Arid, and this is all under the banner of Eerie Silence Productions. Black metal, ambient, and noise hell is their slogan, and that is kind of the entire thing. He also has Black Wilderness, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and there's some more bands, but I don't know them all. After Arid, where he is called the Creature of Subhuman Terror, there's this monster, and his moniker for Tzenitsedai is Abyss Rod of All Creation. It is black metal, but it is very scratchy, very raw, very ambient feeling in places, and the Tzenitsedai is not always the same sound. There is some ambient work in there, there is some black metal, more black metal work in there, so it's his playground, where Arid, for example, is more the just pure Hammer of the Gods drumming black metal. Virulent Spectre has a new release coming out too. It's called Satanic Territorial Moloch, I think, because that's how it's been presented. But yeah, very black and white, a skull mountain, if I'm not mistaken. Although I don't see skulls, it could be my imagination. A lot of tracks on here, and this is punishing material. It's not, you know. I'm going to do a date night with the missus later. I said I would do the music choices, but this is not one of them. Great picture. You don't see his face, but you can just make out the hood, and then these the gauntlets with the Morning Star. Incredible. This is once again on black, and you should do yourself a favor and see the Wax Mage pressings or something. The limited pressings he does for his artists. D from Dead Hymns. Incredible stuff. But yeah, that was the last one for this drop. Yeah, if you had bought the entire bulk, it was kind of reasonable price-wise. It never is, but considering what previous drops on New Era costs, just record-wise, it's a good thing that they offer these bundles now, since there was no way in choosing any of this or letting go any of this. But yeah, that's it. That was Dead Hymns. I'll do one more thing that came in, or no, I'll keep that for next time. It's these 3, but they came in after New Year, so I can't show them now in my head. Next up will be yeah, the end of the year, or the album of the year video, so you have that to look forward to. If that is your thing, if that's not your thing, please ignore. Thank you, and I'll thank everyone again in the last video. But yeah, good to be back. My voice is shot. Tapes is almost done, I guess. No, it will keep playing. We'll have a party. But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Peace.